guys, this is Paige from Radiance Plus, and I'm here today to show you a full SeneGence face. So when I'm going to go just full face, what I start with is color correcting. I've got dark circles here, as you can see, and several women use Candlelight or Sandstone Pearl to go ahead and cover these circles. Mine are fairly dark. I'm actually more of an olive skin tone. So for me, I need more of an orange tone. So I actually go in with Copper Rose Shadow Sense, and I just hit those areas that are really dark. And you want to use a pretty dry wand here. This Copper Rose is actually fairly old. If this were a newer one, I would put the product on a brush first. It would just be way too much product on the wand. With Shadow Sense, you normally want to work very quickly to blend it out. For the color correcting, I want it to sit just a second to start to set. I always hit the outside edges there where it gets really dark. You can either go in now with your fingers or with a brush. I just like to go in with a brush to kind of tap that. Just gently tap it. Shadow Sense is a cream to powder product. So it starts off a cream, dries as a powder, and once it's set, I mean, it is set, you guys. So do work quickly enough to where you don't have streaks all over your face. I wanted to fast forward the video here so you don't have to sit and watch as I apply and blend out all my foundation. However, I did want to point out a few things about the SeneGence Make Sense foundation. It is incredibly long wearing, and once you put it where you want it, it will set and it will stay there all day. This is really important when you're talking about the edges of your face, like around your ears, down your neck, and up around your hairline. You're going to want to blend those very well as you apply them, because once the foundation sets, it sets. And you don't want little lines around your ears or around your jawline or around your forehead. So if you blend very well as you apply, your makeup will look great all day long. Okay, so I like to do a little on the forehead. And what I'm doing here, I'm going in with a foundation that's actually just a little bit darker than the one I use. This is called Golden Tan, and it's just a few shades darker. Kind of rub that in. Blend it really well. But you can go in with bronzer. We actually have a bronze blush scents that I use quite often whenever I feel like that. And we also have a bronze dust powder. So I use both of those. Now, I have hooded eyes, so I typically hold my eyebrows up when I talk or do makeup videos. Just naturally, because if I don't, it's really hard to see my eyelids. Now, one of the tricks for hooded eyes actually begins here with the shadows. So you see the way your eye goes up here from the bottom lash line to the tip of your eyebrow. That's what it's called, Paige Eyebrow. Continue the shadow up in a diagonal line, just straight up. Now mirror that, and where you want to put your contour, find your cheekbone. A lot of people put it too low. They put it like way down here, you know, like if they're sucking in their cheeks. But actually the contour goes above that. So here's my cheekbone. So here's where I put my highlight, on the bone. This is my cheekbone. So just underneath, like that. Sorry for the sound effects, you guys. I'm like talking to a child, but I'm not. Sorry. I guess it makes it more fun though, putting on your makeup. Sound effects. Okay, so see, this is actually going to give my eyes the beginning of a lifted appearance because it's going to be brighter here, and you're going to follow this brightness all the way up. And what that's going to do, oh my goodness, you can kind of already see it. See how this eye looks more lifted than this eye where there's no shadow? It kind of looks droopy. Whenever I smile, see how this eye lifts, this side? Wow, that makes quite a difference. All right, so we'll do the other side. We'll do it up, find the cheekbone, up to, sorry, there I go again. Now the look I'm going for today, honestly, I have never tried before. This could turn out horrendous. And if it does, I'm sorry. You'll probably just never see it. But I am going to do like grays and blues on my eye. The reason why, I'm gonna go real corally on my lips, and blues, blue greens, grays, those colors all look good with corals. So I'm gonna go ahead and try something I've never tried before. But first off, I'm going to put Candlelight on my eyes. Candlelight is a beautiful color. It kind of brightens. Let's see, where's my brush before I really get this on here? So here's the Candlelight. A little bit of eye cream still hanging out. All right, Candlelight. Cute, right? I don't know why we make the faces we make in the mirror. Another trick to shadow sense. Very, very, very light-handed. Whenever I first started applying shadow sense, man, I was just throwing that stuff on and rubbing it in with all my might, like hand lotion or something. Let's see. You just need a little bit of pressure. Not much. It'll blend so beautifully. And I didn't really get out there on that dark spot. I'll put a little bit out here because I do have that little bit of discoloration on my eyelid. Normally I don't really take the light colors out that far, but I do want to hit that discoloration just a bit. Right there. Let that sit for just a sec. Tap it, tap, tap, tap. Tap, 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 tap. Don't want to take the product off. Just tap it in. Now, for hooded eyes, you can't see this part of the lid when your eyes are open. See? Smile, especially, and they're gone. I used to take a brush like this. This is actually the Sigma E32, which is a great brush. But what I used to do, it was a mistake. I would take a color, whatever color it was, for my crease color. And I would put it in my crease, which as you see, my natural crease is right here. And I'd put it in my crease, and I would blend that sucker out. Okay, I would spend just forever going in and putting it where I thought it belonged. And then look, after I'd get the color on, ding, eyes open, where'd the color go? Totally gone, except for just what you can see on this tip here. So, with hooded eyes, don't put it in the crease, put it just above. Where you can see, I kind of blended a little bit above the crease. There we go. It's just kind of real soft. And I'm gonna go up in there and just really lightly blend it up. Up from that crease. See, my natural crease is down here. Actually, my brow bone is right there. I'm gonna blend it right up to the brow bone. See how beautifully it blends? Oh, look at how high I'm starting. This is how I'd normally start. On this one, you know, I was showing you what not to do. But on this is where I'd normally put my crease color. Granite is a beautiful gray. Gray with maybe kind of bluish tint to it. And you know what? I'm actually going to take that same brush that we used with the Silver Violet. I'm going to take the same brush and I'm just going to kind of dab it right here on the wand. Just touch it to it. There we go. And I'm just going to start deepening that. And for this, I'm going to go in with this Real Techniques Deluxe Crease Brush. Good grief, Paige. And I'm just going to tap that. See how it gives it a little depth there in the corner of my eye? Just kind of tapping it and maybe taking it up just a little bit. Just a little bit. Okay. Again. And again, that's a Sigma E32. There's a ton of product on here now. I've got a little washcloth that I am using to get excess product off of these brushes. Now with hooded eyes, normally for my darker colors, I'm going to close my eye here. It almost will look like a 7. You find the highest point of your eye here and go out, like right there. Keep your eyes open when you're doing hooded eyes too, and almost go shoop and then down and make a little 7. That's where you want the darker color to be on your eyes. So I'm just going to tap this in. And I'm going to use a Sigma E35 tapered blending brush to just kind of blend out those edges. Now to really deepen those corners, what I'm going to do is take a little bit of Onyx. So Onyx is our black shadow sense, and it's just black as night. I mean, just really, really, look how pigmented that is, you guys. A lot of people use it for eyeliner. I've used it for liner before. Waterliner. Put this in your waterline, it will not move. It will not gather in, you know, the corner of your eyes later on. It's just really awesome. But I'm going to use it to just kind of darken the, you know, deepen those corners. This is actually just a paintbrush that I got from Hobby Lobby. I use it for just really detailed kind of work. For this, I'm going to kind of go up from my bottom lash line and just create a really, really, really fine line. I don't know why my voice is getting softer for the fine stuff. And just kind of blend that in. Put a little bit right in there. And see how seriously the smallest amount of Onyx just deepened up that corner. Just a little bit over there. And I mean, the smallest little dot. In fact, that might have been too much. I think it was too much. Get some of that off with my finger. It's just a little crazy blue for me, for my tastes. So I'm gonna go in, again, I've been using Mocha Java forever, so I'm just gonna kind of clean the tip off like this, scrape all the excess off. As you can tell from this wand versus some of the others, I've been, you know, using brushes to dab color off of there for a while. So I'm kind of gonna close my eyes to show you. I'm gonna put this right here. This is gonna kind of deepen that corner a little bit more, kind of warm it up. There we go. And this is actually a Bare Minerals brush that I got in a collection, so it doesn't have a name. It was back a few years back. I love this brush. It's like a tapered but dense kind of brush. And I just really love it for blending and moving that product around. I'm gonna go ahead and brush my eyebrows up, 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 up. Today I'm actually going to be using our Brow Sense, which I love our Brow Sense. It's one of the most highly underrated products that we have. Our Brow Sense comes with product on one side, little spoolie on the other. And this is Auburn. This is the color I use, Auburn. And I have taken the stopper out. There's normally a stopper in there. The reason I have taken it out is because I like to use this brush right here. It's the Bare Minerals Brow Master. It's got a real sharp edge to it, really tapered. And what I do is I'll either tap it on the wand there, or I'll tap it in here, which is why I took the stopper out, just to get more product at a time, so I could dip my brush in there. Now for my brows, I just go really, really small, start right here. I've got really thick brows naturally, so I don't do a whole lot with my brows, but I do like to deepen them up just a little bit, and I like to fill in some of the sparse spots. And these, man, once they get on, they are waterproof, they are life proof. After I get that on, I just kind of go through with the spoolie. And see, I mean, it's a very subtle thing. I've only kind of been filling in my sparse spots. But I do one final tip with my brows that just makes all the difference. I'll show it to you in a little bit. Now with hooded eyes, you want to always blend up. You don't want to brush your eyebrows down, you want to brush them up. Again, it kind of opens that eye. Kind of creates a little optical illusion. My eyes have been watering like crazy, so I don't know how putting eyeliner on is going to go. With hooded eyes, you really want to align that waterline, and you're going to see what a difference this is going to make in a sec. This here is the Sigma E17 waterliner brush. I usually line the top with a dark color. You know, in this case, I'm not going to go in with Onyx. I'm going to go in with Caribbean. Caribbean is just a crazy blue. We're bringing the 80s back today, ladies. So look at that blue. Ah! But watch this. So I'm gonna just get some up on the waterliner brush. Like I said, my eyes have been watering, so hopefully this won't be a disaster. Normally when I'm putting on my makeup, my eyes are fairly dry. Okay, so I don't know if you can see that, but I'm just gonna go right in the tip, and I'm gonna lift up. Just little dabs. It is such a subtle thing. I mean, look at my eyes. And I only went into about this point here. I'm gonna do something I don't normally do, and I'm gonna lift up. See? You can kind of see. That's really gross. I only went that far. And you can go all the way, and you know what? Let's go all the way in. Let's just, for giggles, show you what it looks like when you go all the way in. I hope my little watery eyes don't ruin this. But when you're going all the way in, let's see how that did. Oh, I missed just one little spot in the middle. Okay, sorry, that's gross. If that grosses you out, you have no idea how hard I apologize. If my sister's watching, Ashley, I'm sorry. That grosses her out. So that's the top waterline. And what's so crazy is, except for this little part where I screwed up, look at how dark my top waterline is, right? None of that, even with my watery eyes, is transferring to the bottom. Sorry, Ashley, my sister, again, I don't mean to gross you out. When I was a kid, if you wanted to really gross my sister out, I'd grab my eyes and pull down. Oh, why not? For old time's sake. Ah! Okay, sorry. That, if my sister was watching, she's no longer watching, and she hates me now. Okay, guys, I'm gonna go crazy with the bottom waterline now. Normally, I do candlelight, which is a very, see, it's kind of like a natural. It puts a real healthy look to your waterline. But today, I'm gonna jazz it up with this brush here, which is actually the Sigma E6 winged liner brush. I don't do winged liner, but golly bob, do I love it for my bottom waterline. So what we do, pink opal shimmer, just kind of tap, just slightly, lightly tap. Kind of get some color up in there. And I'm going to, oops, line that waterline. Okay, teeny tiny. I mean, literally, you guys see this? The teeniest, tiniest bit of ebony essence on this smudger brush. And I'm gonna dab the start of it off onto my hand so it's not just like crazy coming off there. And right as close to the lash line as possible, a smudge. Just a little bit. Uh-oh. Try not to hit the pink, please, Paige. Goodness gracious me. All that pink that I worked so hard to put there, I'm knocking it off. You just wanna, I kind of do a third of the way in. I'd stop where the color-y part, I guess the iris. I stop smudging when I get to the iris. And then I go up. And I do like to put a little bit more color there. Almost like we're cheating a winged liner look. Right up at the corner there, I put a lot more color right here in the corner of my eye, kind of lifting up. See? There we go. I love our lash scents. It comes in black and it comes in brown. I'm gonna use brown today. I just don't want it to be as harsh as a black would be. I'm gonna kind of give it a little bit of a softer look today. Oh, what I'm doing. Maybe I should show you, right? Okay, here is the wand, normal wand. But with this, you seriously want to scrape every bit of product you can back into the tube. I want this wand as dry as I can possibly get it, because a little bit goes such a long way. So you're gonna kind of start at the roots and wiggle, 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 wiggle. And I do apply to the bottom lashes as well. Now, without re-dipping, I'm gonna start over here. Wiggle, 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 wiggle. And then brush up. Wiggle, 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 wiggle. Brush up. Ah, do not stab yourself in the eye, please, folks. That would really not be good. I'm doing this with my right hand, and I'm a lefty. So this is my trick for my brows, right? After I do my top and bottom lashes with that same dry brush, I will go in and lightly, ever so lightly, because if you do this too heavy, oh honey, you look ridiculous. But I will go in and deepen and darken my brows. And this also will help to hold your brow in place when it dries, kind of like a brow gel. So, see the difference there? Maybe, maybe not. I see it. I hope it translates on camera. Okay, so now that I've got that, remember that pink that we put underneath the waterline? What we're gonna do now is just take the slightest touch of that pink and just put it right there. And we're going to take one of the finest little bitty brushes I have here. This is actually a fine liner brush by Real Techniques. We're just gonna come in and just kind of tap that in and blend the real harsh edges. Normally I would do this before my mascara, but I totally forgot because I'm having so much fun talking. You know, I'm gonna go in with just the teeniest, tiniest bit. I'm gonna put right there. And right there. Okay. What do you think of that? That's gonna stay. All right. So, my lips will of course be lip syncs. What I'm doing, I'm about to go live. We've got a limited edition coral color. And I told everyone that I would go live in my group and try it on for the first time. So I haven't cracked those colors. These are similar colors: salmon, honey rose, and peach. Normally what I do is put a little bit of my lip color onto my cheeks as blush. That's just the way I like to do it. So today, since I'm not cracking open that color until I go live, I'm going to use something similar, which is honey rose. Now, a lot of people do blush on the apples of their cheek. I'm gonna tell you, when you're getting a little older, it's actually nice to go from the edge of your eye down. Remember how I said your contour is just under there, your blush would go there, and then your highlight would go there, which I don't have highlight on either. But if you start down and then do a little stripe, that right there is where an older, what am I saying? A more mature, no, that sounds bad too. That's where the wise put their blush. So just go in and just dab the lip sense, and then before it dries, because it will dry quickly. Just rub it, rub it, rub it. And I do like to smile when I'm putting my blush on. I will be right back. I'm back just to show you how it looks, the finished product. So I think that's very pretty. I really like it. It's actually, they say it's inspired by the coral reef and the colors of the ocean. Those really beautiful pink hues and you know, like the pink sand, the coral in the coral reef. And it's got a shimmer to it, like the shimmer of the water is what they say. So I hope you like it. Oh, of course, like any Lip Sense color, it will not budge. It will not smudge. White paper. It will not come off. Nothing. So anyway, thank you guys so much for watching this video. Please subscribe to my channel or like my page at Radiance Plus by page. I'm also on Instagram at Radiance Plus.